just tiring. But yeah, I sometimes wish I could just shut my brain off. But welcome back to Still Addicted. My name is Isra. Today's episode, I'm going to be speaking all about what it's like living with a brain that just does not shut off at all. First of all, Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a wonderful festive season. I hope you all had a great time. And if you were trying it out for the first sober one, I hope it went well. I hope it wasn't too hard. But I completely understand if it was, because it's a fucking everywhere. Drunk and drugs is everywhere at this time of year. So yeah, if you got through it, fucking well done. If you did relapse, don't worry. Just get back up and get yourself to either a meeting or get yourself back on the sober train. You can do this. This episode, I'm going to be talking about what it's like living with a fucking head that just constantly goes all the time. I am somebody that thought, when I got into recovery, I genuinely thought in my head that, you know what, as soon as I put the drugs down, this brain will just shut off. Everything will go back to normal. Everything will be absolutely brilliant. Life will be amazing. I will have so much peace and all of this stuff. And yeah, I'm really learning that's not the case. But I think with my clean time and the amount of the years that I've been doing this now, I have come to more of an acceptance that my brain just goes crazy for forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a million miles per hour. But because I've come to acceptance that this is my mind, I think that's what's given me peace. And I'm not really fighting it anymore. However, I say that, and I have days where I just wish I could just switch it off. I really do. Like, it's be just so overwhelming, and so it's just a lot. I wish there was a way where I could just switch it off, but I know that answer, and that is drugs and alcohol. But it doesn't end well for me when I have drugs and alcohol, and I get really I get resentful of the people that I get resentful of my friends that can just have a drink and wind down after work, or calm themselves down if they've been in a stressful situation. Like, their ability to take something that just calms everything down and just shuts it off, do you know what I mean, and puts it on the fucking back bit. I do get resentful over them sometimes, I have to admit, but then I have to remember that I am not them, do you know what I mean? And unfortunately, what happens when I consume stuff is I just take it to the next level. And then that loudness in my brain just becomes even more loud. Because then I'm carrying, like, oh, what did I do last night? Oh my God, what am I going to have to deal with when I get home? How much money have I spent? What did I say to these people? What did I do? Blah, blah, blah. Then all of those thoughts are on top of my normal everyday 10,000 million thoughts. Um, yeah, so I just have to sometimes just fucking grit my teeth and just grin and bear it. But I am somebody, I don't know whether it's because I'm a Virgo. Well, I think 100% it is because I'm a Virgo. I am the biggest overthinker ever. I overthink every little tiny fucking detail, conversations that I have, interactions with people, meetings at work, what I'm going to do tomorrow. If I've got something going on tomorrow, like, I'll be thinking about it all day. Do you know what I mean? All the different scenarios of what's going to happen. And then usually in my brain, it's what's going to go wrong. But I think with recovery, I also know that it's just thoughts. And I have so many days where it's just like, how I can describe my brain, because this, what it used to be like, was just so much noise. It was just loud noise, screaming, bam, just like so much. Whereas now I have a lot of days where what I call peace, even though if somebody who didn't have my brain came into my mind, they'd be like, this, honey, this ain't peaceful in any way. Anyways, it's like, when a freight train goes through the station and it just goes, and there's so much of the train. I find that is like when my mind is quiet, it's like a freight train just going through. All of these thoughts are just going shoo, 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 shoo. Do you know what I mean? Just passing through. But I'm not latching onto any of them. And that's my piece, is the fact that I'm not latching onto any of those thoughts. They're just coming in and going out, coming in and going out, coming in and go. There's loads of them, but it's not really affecting me. And I find, though, that really does happen for me is when I'm in a good headspace. I've been doing the things that I need to do for my recovery, and feel calm within myself, and I feel okay within myself. That's times where that really happens. When things are a bit off or a bit skew with, or something happens in the day and I latch onto the thought, then I will spiral. And spiraling for me is just, it's constantly going over that situation or conversation or whatever it may be, over and over and over again, thinking of every single situation that could have happened. What could I have said differently? Did I look like in their eye a bit too long, or did I smile, or whatever? I don't know, but like every little detail. And it's just tiring. But yeah, I sometimes wish I could just shut my brain off, but like I said, I just remember, like, I can't do that. So what I do in those situations is I fucking get myself to a meeting. I get myself to a meeting and I share it out, because as soon as I share stuff out, as soon as I get it out of my fucking mind into the universe, then it's just quiets it down. It doesn't not mean that it goes, but it does quieten it down for me. And yeah, so like my brain day to day really is that freight train a lot of the time. But when I spiral, yeah, it's not nice. I don't like it. Like, I don't sleep. Yeah, I don't speak. I go quite inward within myself. It's just not a nice place to be. But I think that's what made, like, because when I was in addiction, I didn't have any of the tools, or I didn't have any acceptance around who I was or how my brain thought. I just wanted it to just shut up all the time. So my thinking definitely was the biggest thing for me that drove me to using, because it was a constant just need of just quietness. I just wanted quietness and I just wanted peaceful. And I think that's why I love downers so much. Like, I never can understand, like, obviously there's cokeheads, crackheads, etc. People who love uppers. Couldn't think of anything worse. Like, when I took an upper, it just awoke and everything. I'm like, I do not want this. So I'm like, as I am, and I overthink everything. I'm so anxious and just, and then I take an upper and it's just like, boom, even more loud. So yeah, I didn't understand that. Even though I did those drugs, I just, yeah, they weren't really for me. I was definitely a downers girl, and it was downers all the way, because it just quietened everything. But what I do now is, what really helps is meetings, having a routine, going to that routine. We've just had 2 weeks off work and I am fucking going mental. Like, I was so down the other day, and I know why it is, and it's because I've not been going to the gym. I've been eating like shit, just chocolate fucking everywhere, and I've been around the same people. Like, I am so grateful for my life and so grateful for that Christmas, but I need like my own time. Do you know what I mean? And I need my routine, I need work, I need the gym. And I could have gone, so it's my own fault for not going. It's my own lazy ass fucking fault for not going. But it's going to be Monday tomorrow. So gym 5 a.m, then work, and then I've got an online meeting. So I'm excited for tomorrow. By the end of the week, I'll fucking hate it. I'll be like, I don't want to work in an office ever again. But yeah, anyways. And then also grounding myself. Like when I'm spiraling bad, when I was spiraling like bad, I have to really ground myself. And there's a tool where I try and just like think of all my senses, and I basically use my senses. I look at something, I touch something, I hear something. Do you know what I mean? I try to spell something. So that's a really good grounding method. And sharing honestly, getting what the hell is going on in my head out, because that is the biggest thing that really helps me. Because as soon as I get it out and I soundboard it with somebody, and I realize like what I'm saying is a bit like crazy, I don't need to stress that much about it. It just helps me like see it for what it is and see the bigger picture. And again, like I said, acceptance. Like I have got a lot more peace about what my mind is like through acceptance. Like if anyone that knows me, they always say that I've got ADHD because I'm up down. I'd take on about a million things at a time. I am just always on the go, and I have this tendency to butt into conversations. Well, I don't realize I'm not doing it rudely, but like as soon as I hear something, like as soon as the thought's in my head, it has to come out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just a whirlwind in that. But I think, yeah, just accepting like this is who I am. Like I'm a fucking nut job. But yeah, I think the fact that I've come to acceptance with that, and know that I've got loads of thoughts going through my head and it is what it is, helps me become more at peace of it. And then it becomes that freight train, just thoughts going in and thoughts going out. Like I don't need to latch onto those thoughts, latch onto every single thought, whereas I used to latch on to every thought. And well, yeah, that's another thing. Like when I latch onto thoughts, the fucking inner dialogue, oh my God. It's like when we're spiraling and I'm going through something, and because I now know the tools to help me stop spiraling, so I'll be there spiraling, going through everything, and it's my inner voice, my own voice doing this spiraling. And then it's like my other brain, my other side of my mind, which is still my own voice. So it gets very confusing up there, is telling my other voice to just shut up. You can't do anything about it, Isra. So why are you spiraling? There's no need to be overthinking about it. It's already happened. It's in the past now. Blah 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 blah. And then the other voice will be like, "Yeah, but what if this? Oh, it is annoying." So yeah, I don't think that's ever going to go completely go. But I think the time between the spiraling and the overthinking and the stress and the loudness, the time between those moments seems to get larger and larger. So, and the freight train of just thoughts in, coming out seems to be staying a lot more the more I do my recovery and the more work I do on myself. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But yeah, I don't know if that helps anybody, but I hope it does. I hope it just helps you think that you're not alone if your brain is like mine, if your brain is wired a bit differently, if it just goes a million miles per hour. Unfortunately, you put the drugs down, it's not going to stop. It's just about coming to acceptance of who you are, learning who you are as a person. I think really, really helps you work out your thoughts and what your mind's like, really. So yeah, thank you for listening.